Welcome everyone to the first and only sports gambling game show in the world. Let it ride. I'm your host, Sean, stacking the money green. This is our fourth Let It Ride. If you're a new viewer, go watch our first 3 episodes on YouTube. Much better binge than the Queen's Gambit I've been hearing. And in each show, we have 2 problem gamblers, or as we like to call them, contestants, go head to head to see who's the wiser wise guy and return next week to defend his, or in a rare occasion, her title. It's like Jeopardy, but better because our viewers can win money as well by betting along with our players pick. Tonight was supposed to be a very special championship edition with 2 undefeated contestants. Unfortunately, the fantasy football supercomputer himself, Adam Pelletier, glitched out and had to cancel. Thankfully, another SGPN writer and Slack superhero stepped in at the last second. Please welcome the dominator of denominators, Munaf Manji. Munaf, what does it feel like being Adam Pelletier?
I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous. I have some big shoes to fill, but hopefully I make him proud this week.
Yes, I'm sure he's watching at home. He's seeing the Texans background. He's thinking about that DeAndre Hopkins catch that destroyed his comeback for his Bills. As a Texans fan, are you guys over that trade yet?
We're not over it yet. We're not, especially now. The knife just keeps getting deeper and deeper, especially after the catch that he made on Sunday. I mean, it's been rough. It's been a rough year for the Texans, so we'll see what happens.
Well, we're going to bring on the DeAndre Hopkins of golf gambling picks. He won our Masters edition last week by beating his co-host of the Golf Gambling Podcast. Please welcome the bogey-free bettor himself, Steve Schirmer. Steve, very serious question. How many hours a week do you spend on writing, researching, podcasting, watching, and most importantly, betting on golf?
Oh, well, I mean, definitely probably more than my real job, my day job doing it. But I mean, I'm always thinking about what props to bet, where the lines are. And it's one of the loves of my life doing what I do. So good to be on again.
Yes, as well. And still finding time for a wife and a kid, family man, but stays true to his D-Gen only roots. All right. Quick review of how the game works. In round 1, I test their sports gambling knowledge with trivia questions. In round 2, we look at how many units each contestant won on last weekend's NFL games. And in the final round, they'll give us their best bets for this weekend. Whoever has more units on Monday morning wins and returns next week to battle our next challenger on Let It Ride. In round 1, each one of these questions is worth 10 points. Our challenger will go first. Munaf. This category is famous D-Gens only, according to reliable sources, aka sportsgamblingpodcast.com. What did Michael Jordan lose the most money on in a single day? Was it craps, A, B, golf, C, rock, paper, scissors, or D, horse? So was it craps, golf, rock, paper, scissors, or horse? What do we got?
I'm going to go with golf.
Incorrect. He has lost a tremendous amount of money on golf. And of course, he did try to bet Jim McMahon $1 million on the back nine. We heard that courtesy of Jim McMahon on this very podcast. But according to reliable and witness and upstanding citizen himself, Adam Pac-Man Jones claims he saw Michael Jordan lose $5 million at craps in one insane Vegas night. Hopefully they at least comped him his room. What do you comp a man who loses $5 million at the craps table? Yeah, one way or another, that man got a lot of drink tickets. All right, Steve, you're up in this category. One of my favorites, Back to the Futures. The last time your beloved New York Giants, which pains me to say that, congratulations on the win. Enjoy it. Last time you guys won the Super Bowl, they were 22-1 long shots coming in, got hot in the playoffs. Which one of the other 2011 playoff teams had the longest odds to win that Super Bowl? Was it the Denver Broncos, the Cincinnati Bengals, Munaf's Houston Texans, or the Pittsburgh Steelers? Which team had the longest odds? So Giants were 22-1. Then you had the Broncos, Bengals, Texans, Steelers. Who was the longest odds in that 2011 playoffs? Steve, where are you at here?
I'm going to go with the Broncos.
That is correct, Steve. The Denver Broncos, the Tim Tebow led Broncos were 80-1 going into that wild card round where they beat the 12-1 Steelers. And apparently that was the last sports prayer God answered for Tim Tebow, as he's currently stuck in the Mets farm system where there are no true believers. Munaf, your next category, spread them. The Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row and lost. Of course, this probably was a question designed for Adam Pelletier, but you've become the Buffalo Bills specialist now. Which one of these Super Bowls that the Buffalo Bills were in had the smallest point spread? Was it A, 1990 New York Giants, B, 1991 Washington Redskins, aka now the Washington Football Team, or the 92 Super Bowl against the Cowboys, or the 93 Super Bowl against the Cowboys? Which was the smallest point spread? The Giants in 90, the Washington Football Team in 91, Cowboys in 92, or Cowboys in 93?
I'm gonna go with the Washington then Redskins.
So close, Munaf. It was actually the 1992 Dallas Cowboys. Dallas was favored by 6. In 1990, Buffalo was actually favored by 6.5. So that field goal truly meaningless. And then in 91, Washington was favored by 7.5. And in 93, the Cowboys were favored by 10.5 total points. Don't worry, Munaf. We got a bonus question here for you. Are you ready to? For 20 units with this bonus question, here it is. Which of the following nicknames is not listed on the Basketball Reference page of soon-to-be Nets star James Harden? Is it Jimbo Slice? That's an amazing nickname. El Chapo, Dreams, or the Beard? Rockets fan, was it Jimbo Slice, El Chapo, Dreams, or the Beard? Which one of these nicknames is not listed on Basketball Reference?
I'm gonna go with the Dream.
That is correct for 20 points. Of course, Rockets legend Hakeem Olajuwon, he's the Dream. So Dreams not making sense there. However, even more legendary, James Harden once spent $1 million in the Houston strip club Dream. So maybe they call him Dreams there, and certainly making dreams come true, putting a lot of women through college there. Club even retired his number in the rafters. So who says James Harden isn't a championship caliber player? Steve, your final category, fantasy freaks. And this man, I've certainly referred to him as a freak many a times. Eli Manning in 2015 had his best fantasy football season. The following quarterbacks all played 16 games in that season, but who was the only one to score more fantasy points than Eli? 2015, Eli's breakout year from fantasy point of view. Who had more though? Was it Aaron Rodgers, A, B, Blake Bortles, C, the Butler, Teddy Bridgewater, or D, Jameson, aka Jameis Winston? Who had more fantasy football points in 2015? Eli Manning beat 3 of these. Which one beat him?
I feel like this is a subtle troll about Eli Manning. So I'm going to go with Blake Bortles.
You are correct. It is Blake Bortles. That was the ultimate garbage time performance. Blake garbage time Bortles, 404 fantasy points that season to Manning's 367. All right, Steve, bonus question time. I hope you're ready. 20 bonus points on the line. Here is your bonus question. This one's a fun one. Eli Manning's middle name is the same as a very popular Simpsons character. What is it? Is it A, Milhouse, B, Bart, C, Nelson, or D, Ralph? Middle
Well,
name.
I feel like one of those is something that would be popular in Louisiana.
Ooh.
So I'm going to go Millhouse.
Oh, incorrect. It is Nelson. Eli Nelson Manning. What a kind of a mouthful of a name. All right, moving on to round 2. Let's take a look at the round 1 scores. We got Steve Schirmer in the lead. Oh no, correction. It is tied 20-20. Steve and Munaf tied up. Munaf, of course, Adam gave out a lock dog tease last week. Do you have that in front of you?
I do have it.
Okay. What did Adam throw out last week for his lock dog and tease?
So for the lock, he had 20 units on the Steelers -7 against the Bengals. He had 15 units on the dog, Bills +2.5.
Oh man, thankfully he got that hook.
Yeah. And then he had 15 units on his teaser, which was Panthers +12.5, Raiders +2.5, and Dolphins +4.5.
All right. So it looks like his lock and dog hit. Of course, the Panthers broke up that tease. That gives you 67 units, Munaf, aka Adam. And again, thank God for you. Arizona wasn't dumb enough to kick the extra point, although that would have made a lot of bettors happy. Between that and the Cleveland Browns game. So now that you had those 67 added to the 20 you've won, you're sitting at 87 total units. Steve, let's take a look at your lock dog tease you threw out last week. What did you go with here?
Well, I went 10 units on Saints -10 over the 49ers. I didn't think Jameis Winston would be the one to get that done, but he did. 10 units on my dog, the Giants +4.5.
How dare
which, listen, not only do I have to go with my favorite team, but anytime you have an NFC East matchup, just go with the underdog because they're both terrible. And then I had 30 units on my teaser of Bills +9.5, Steelers down to nothing. And the loser of that teaser is Ravens -0.5.
Well, and perfect word describing the Ravens as losers, responsible for kicking Kramer and I out of the Circuit Survivor contest and ruining everyone's tease as well. So also your lock and your dog hits. Should have went Giants money line, Steve. You call yourself a fan. Regardless, you are sitting on 38 units that you cash. So 38 plus 20. I'm doing the math here, and you're sitting at 58 units. Okay, now a little chance to get some extra points here. It's a segment called "Defend Your Shittiest Pick." It's your last opportunity to get some units before you give out your picks for the weekend. Whoever gives the most convincing answer of why they made that shitty pick will win 10 points. And it's up to me and the judges. You have 15 seconds. You're going to be on the clock as soon as I'm done asking the question. Munaf, you're up. What were you thinking, AKA as Adam, putting Panthers in your teaser?
Listen, the Panthers at home in a division game, they were getting 6 points at home. And Teddy covers. I mean, as a starter, he is 33-11 as a starting quarterback. So why not back him as a home dog there? They were tied at the half. Oh, sorry, they were up. I think it was tied at the half, 17-17, and it just imploded on them in the second half. So,
all right, that's a 15-second time. Pretty convincing. Making some good points. Panthers have been a fun team to bet on, and Teddy getting a little banged up there probably didn't help. All right, Steve, you're on the clock now. Why did you put the Ravens in your kind of lame 7-point teaser? What were you thinking there?
Well, when I was asked to do this teaser, I was deep in Masters Sunday, deep in the process, looking live odds and matchups, sweating a lot of things I had going. So of course I just scrambled to put together a tease. So I put together Bills 9.5, Steelers even. Then who wouldn't think the Ravens couldn't beat Sham Newton? So I thought that was just a go-to one. And you know what? blew up in my face and made me look ridiculous and made me, realize that I should just stick to golf handicapping instead of NFL handicapping.
All right, that'll do it. I'm talking to the judges. Judges, I think I'm going to have to give it to Steve because his excuse was working on content for the Sports Gambling Podcast and Golf Gambling Podcast. So that is the perfect excuse as to why you got the pick wrong. So I'm going to have to give it to you there. Okay, round 3, the final round where you guys give out your picks. Steve, you're sitting there with 68 units. Munaf sitting with 87 units. Okay, Munaf, since you're the leader, you get to go first here. How do you plan on spending your 87 units over at mybookie.ag? What are you betting on? What are you giving the people?
All right. So I'll go with the lock, dog, and tease also. I'll start with the lock. This is about to blow up in my face with you guys, but I'm going to put 40 units on the Cowboys.
How dare you? End this show now.
I just think it's with too many points, especially for the Vikings that are coming off of 3 straight divisional games. It was a big physical game for them Monday night against a shitty Browns offense. Their only touchdown in that game was a 104-yard kick return to start the second half by Patterson. So Cowboys coming off the bye week, getting everybody pretty much healthy. They get the Red Rifle Andy Dalton back.
So wait, you're using that as an argument for why people should bet on the Cowboys. Okay, just jotting this down.
So Cowboys plus the 7, 40 units.
And then you have 47 units. Are you what are you doing with those guys?
All right, I'm gonna go. Let's go with 20 units on the dog. I'm gonna take the Falcons. I believe it's down to +4 now on my bookie there. So I'm gonna take the Falcons plus the 4. Jameis Winston should not be favored by 4.5, 5 points, whatever the line is right now. And again, Atlanta's won 3 out of the last 4 games. They're playing really well under Raheem Morris. And they're also coming off a bye week. So, and they also have familiarity with Jameis Winston since he was with the Bucs for I think all of his career when he was with the Bucs there. So they know how he plays. And I think Julio will go off in this game. So give me the Falcons as the dog.
Okay. Close it out strong. You got, close it out with your tease. What are you doing there, Munaf?
Tease. All right. I'm going to tease the Packers up to +8, Texans up to +8 also. And I'm going to double dip with the Falcons up to +10.
Okay. Like those picks, Steve. Well, obviously, except for the Cowboys pick. Steve, you have 68 units. How are you going to use them this week? You're 19 units behind, but what are you going to do to try and catch up here?
All right. Well, I put a little more thought process into this because it's not as big of a golf tournament. I'm kind of detoxing a little bit from this. So lock. I'm going to go with Baltimore -5. Listen, I know it was a big game last week, but they're playing the Titans this week. I think they were looking ahead a little bit, trying to get a little bit of a revenge spot. And honestly, I'm still a little bitter about the Titans knocking me out of my own survivor pool. So this is a little bit of revenge. I'm going to get there. I think Baltimore goes out and steamrolls them. Titans are kind of frauds. So Baltimore -5. I'm going to put 34 units on that.
Okay.
As my dog, I'm going to go with Houston +115. And, listen, I don't believe in this Patriots team. And what's the one thing that Belichick has done or not done throughout his career very well? He doesn't do very well against guys who used to coach under him. I don't know if he just feels bad for him and wants him to kind of give him a job. So I think Houston's going to come out and beat him, so I'll take the money line there +115. And then I'm going to do a 7-point tease. I think I'm going to agree with Munaf here. I'm going to go Atlanta to +10. I'm going to tease up to Packers +8. And then, my apologies to Justin Decker, but I'm going to tease down the Chargers to -2.5. And you know what? I know they are just a cursed franchise, but I don't think they can even screw that up. So we'll go 18 units on that. And then my dog was 16 units, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that as well.
All right. A lot of units on the line, and stay tuned. Social media will be tweeting out who will be returning for the next Let It Ride. Big thanks to Steve. Big thanks to Munaf. And that'll do it for us here at Let It Ride. Please, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. Also, head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com for all the NFL, college football, UFC, NBA, golf, and Premier League content. Gross, I just plugged soccer that you can handle. See you next week when it's time to